Thunder rolled over Chicago the moment he stepped into the station lobby. A thin man, gray beard, worn jacket, one hand gripping a leash. The dog pressed close to his leg, shaking. And behind him, his nephew yelling, "That mutt attacked me. Arrest him." Everyone stared. The vet's hand trembled, not in fear, in shame. His voice barely rose above the storm outside. "Please, just let us explain." That was the moment the room froze. Officer Lena Torres watched from behind the desk. Rainwater dripped from the man's sleeves, forming a small dark circle on the tile. The dog, an older German shepherd, kept nudging his wrist, as if begging him to stay upright. The nephew pointed again, louder. Uncle Mark snapped. The dog went crazy. But Mark, the quiet, tired veteran, didn't snap. He just lowered his head and whispered, "I just needed somewhere safe." Lena saw it. The way his shoulders curled inward, the way he kept the dog behind him like a shield, the way people in the lobby leaned away, not out of fear but judgment. She stepped closer. "Sir, what happened?" Mark didn't tell a story. He told pieces: a spare room in his nephew's house, a promise of help, the slow shift from kindness to control, yelling, threats, doors slammed, food withheld from the dog. Then the final straw, the nephew grabbing the shepherd by the collar and yanking hard. Mark's jaw tightened as he said it. "I just pulled him away. That's all. I didn't fight. I just couldn't let him hurt my partner." The nephew scoffed. "Partner? It's just a dog. And he bit me." He lifted his shirt. A red mark, not a bite. More like a scrape. Lena looked at the dog. Old. Alert. Not aggressive. Still watching his owner like his life depended on it. The room hummed with whispers. People already formed opinions. Old man. Crazy vet. Dangerous dog. Same tired story. Then Mark did something small, something that changed the air. He pulled a worn folder from his bag. Hands shaking, but steady enough. Inside, certificates, reports, medals, and a final document with a name written in bold. K-9 Officer Arrow, retired service dog, U.S. Army. Silence hit harder than thunder. Lena leaned in, reading every word: combat missions, bomb detection, rescues. This dog wasn't a threat. He was a hero. She lifted her eyes to the nephew. "You didn't mention this." He swallowed, throat bobbing. Well, he didn't have to bring all that up. But Mark didn't bring it up to win. He brought it up because the dog's life depended on it. Lena spoke softly. "Sir, why didn't you call us earlier?" Mark stared at the floor. "I've seen enough war. I didn't want more fights. I just wanted peace for him, for Arrow." The dog nudged him again. A tiny, broken gesture that said more than any speech could. The nephew's smug smile started to fade. His voice lost its edge. "He's making it sound worse than it was. He just doesn't like rules." But the officers nearby had already shifted. Their posture, their attention, their sympathy. Truth had cracked the room open. Lena tapped the report screen. "We'll check for signs of neglect. That includes the dog." The nephew froze. "You can't do that. He's lying." But she kept typing. "No. We investigate everything. Fairly." Mark didn't gloat. He didn't smirk. He just whispered, "Thank you," like someone who hadn't been believed in a long time. As they moved the nephew aside for statements, a senior officer walked in, noticed the dog, and stopped cold. "Is that Arrow?" he asked. Mark nodded once. The officer stepped forward and placed a hand over his heart. "I read about you too. You saved a whole convoy." The lobby went still. In that moment, the hierarchy flipped, not by force, but by truth finally landing where it belonged. The nephew's shoulders sagged. His voice shrank. "I didn't mean. I wasn't trying to." But excuses had no place left to hide. No yelling. No revenge. Just the quiet weight of knowing he had tried to break a man who only ever wanted safety for his partner. Lena printed a temporary protective order and placed it in Mark's hand. "You and Arrow are safe tonight," she said. "And tomorrow we'll help you find a better place." Mark let out a breath he had been holding for months. As he and Arrow stepped back into the night, the storm had eased. Light from the station doorway followed them out, soft, steady, like a promise.